This is Osaka, Japan, situated on the Seto Inland Sea on the south side of the island of Honshu. Osaka and its neighboring suburbs and cities are built on a narrow strip of land known as the coastal plain. There are roughly 14.5 million people. The area is about the size of that of Washington, D.C., but there are about 4 times as many people. Across the coastal plain, they meet the mountains. Mountains dominate about 4/5 of the island of Honshu, which is Japan's most populous island. That means that the people must live on the 1/5, the coastal plain, which is suitable for building. 117 million people live in an area about the size of California. That means the average Japanese family must live in much closer quarters, share space with many more neighbors than an American family. For generations, the Japanese have dealt with crowded conditions. With over 3 million houses in Osaka alone, they have learned to respect every square inch of available space. Houses literally touch each other, and if there is a space big enough for a single tree, that tree is cherished. This is the home of the Nakayama family. It was built more than 50 years ago in the traditional Japanese style of wood, glass, paper, and ceramic tile. The Nakayamas live in Ashiya, a suburb of Osaka where Mr. Nakayama works. The house was built for a large family. Right now, there are only 4 people living there. Mrs. Teiko Nakayama. Her family is a very traditional one, and they live in the basic style known to Japanese families for hundreds of years. Her family is her world. Her husband, her son, and her 83-year-old mother. At tea, she serves her husband first. Mr. Yoshio Nakayama is accounting director at a large discount camera store. The Nakayamas have a comfortable income. Grandmother Sugihara prefers to wear the kimono, while the rest of the family, like most present generation Japanese, dress in the Western style. 2 daughters are now grown and have left home, leaving the youngest, the son Hiroaki, to become the focus of most of the family's hopes and ambitions. Hiroaki is 13 years old and in the 7th grade. He's athletic and a good student at school. Someday, this house will be his, and the traditions of a proud family his to keep or change as he will. His grandmother has seen her family and her country change radically during her 83 years. Mrs. Sugihara has lived through the near total destruction of Japan during World War II, which took her son. The Japan she sees today bears little resemblance to the Japan she knew as a girl. Mr. Nakayama was born in a Japan which was at war with the world. His son, Hiroaki, was born in a Japan at peace with the world. Hiroaki has only known prosperity. Hiroaki's day is spent almost entirely at school. Classes at Seto Junior High School begin at 8:30 in the morning and run until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Club activities at school start at 4 o'clock and go until 6. The school year is 12 months with short vacations in summer and winter. The school week includes 1 half-day on Saturday. For Hiroaki, it is a short walk to school. He wears his school uniform, which is typical for most Japanese public junior high schools. The girls wear uniforms too. The uniforms solve the dress code problem and serve to remind the kids that they are equals as students in the eyes of the teachers. At home, Hiroaki spends another 3 hours each night on homework. With all the schoolwork, he still finds time for sports. Running brought him 2 certificates in 5th and 6th grades. His baseball heroes are the Hanshin Tigers. He goes to the games or watches them on television. Japan has taken enthusiastically to Western pop and rock music. There are now several Japanese rock groups, and the recordings sell well. Virtually all the big British and American rock groups are popular in Japan. Hiroaki has a large collection of music on cassette. Mr. Nakayama has just consented to adding 1 more to Hiroaki's collection. Like many of his North American counterparts, Hiroaki likes model making. One of his favorites is a gigantic space robot named Gundam from a popular film about humans operating automated spacesuits 40 feet tall. Grocery shopping with his mother is one way that Hiroaki can be certain that his favorite foods will turn up on the breakfast table. He likes milk, which is fairly recent to Japan and has caused a noticeable increase in the height of the average Japanese. At 13, Hiroaki is much taller than his mother. Mrs. Nakayama spends much of her time in the kitchen cooking. Her kitchen has all the most modern appliances. The Nakayamas are well above the average Japanese family economically and can afford a few more luxuries. The rice, which has been the mainstay of the Japanese diet for 2,000 years, is still so today in Mrs. Nakayama's kitchen. This is the accounting department at the Naniwa Shokai discount camera store. Yoshio Nakayama is the manager of accounting, so his job is to keep track of the hundreds of thousands of dollars made and spent by this business each year. He has worked here for 21 years, and like most Japanese businessmen, he plans to stay with the company until retirement. He is the boss in this department, but he keeps his work area out in the midst of all the others. The Japanese don't believe in private offices. They believe that workers and bosses need to be together. If the employees see how their manager does his job, then they have more understanding and respect for the tasks he gives them. Grandmother Sugihara is the Nakayama's link to the past. Books she read as a child cannot be read by today's Japanese children because the written Japanese language has changed too much. For grandmother, life is governed by ritual and tradition. She makes her own kimonos. And as gifts to us while filming there in Japan, Mrs. Sugihara made each member of the film crew a beautiful kimono. The Nakayama family is Buddhist. In their home, they keep an altar where they regularly say prayers. The common beliefs which they share bind them together as a family unit. But not all Japanese families are like the Nakayamas. Not all are Buddhists. Not all live in the traditional style. Across town, in another suburb of Osaka, lives the Yuasa family. They are Christian. Dr. Ryoichi Yuasa, a neurosurgeon, is assistant director of a big hospital. He received 1 year of his training at New York University and is quite familiar with life in North America. The Yuasa's lifestyle is very Western. Mrs. Sahoko Yuasa is president of her local PTA. She teaches part-time at a college and gives piano lessons at home. Grandmother Yuasa is 82 years old. She remains very active in the community and lives in a traditional Japanese house behind the main house. Yoshihito Yuasa is 14 years old and in the 9th grade. Right now, he's most concerned with examinations. He must take several rigorous exams, which will determine whether he gets into one of the better high schools. Mana, Yoshihito's sister, is a music student at a university in Kobe. Mana is quite talented and works hard at the piano. She practices 4 to 6 hours a day. Her first ambition is to play a Mozart concerto with the Osaka Philharmonic. Like the Nakayamas, the Yuasas enjoy a higher standard of living than the average Japanese family. Each member of the Yuasa family keeps a separate appointment book, and each has such a busy schedule that rarely do they all come together for a meal such as this. Yoshihito studies 3 to 4 hours in his room every night. English is his toughest subject, so he goes to a night school, or juku. Night school is usually referred to as cram school. At cram school, Yoshihito gets intensified instruction in English. Much more attention is paid to learning to read and write English than is paid to learning to speak it. Many Japanese English teachers do not speak English. Tonight's lesson involves word relationships. Boy is to girl as son is to what? Leaf is to leaves as tooth is to what? Dr. Yuasa has a small computer in his office at home. With it, he can call up information borrowed from the big computer at his hospital. Right now, he's getting information on outpatients at the hospital. He gets a readout and a printout. Mrs. Yuasa, like Mrs. Nakayama, spends a lot of time preparing food for her family. Though her kitchen could be in Boston or Los Angeles for all its appliances and basic design, the food she is preparing is strictly Japanese. She's making the most Japanese dish of all, sushi. The black paper-like sheet is called nori. Nori is dried seaweed. On the nori, Mrs. Yuasa places a layer of rice. Strips of raw fish are then added. A few slices of cucumber are laid alongside the fish. Now the whole thing is rolled together. Next, the roll is cut into slices. Before serving, much attention is paid to making a pleasing presentation, which is creative and colorful. Raw salmon rice cakes of delicate pink are surrounded by green and white sushi. Then, for accent, a sprig of bamboo leaves is added. Very Japanese. Grandmother Yuasa teaches ikebana, or Japanese flower arranging, to the younger women of the neighborhood. Her sense of grace and form, simplicity and bold accent grow out of the teachings handed down for 1,000 years. You have seen how differently two families in Osaka can live. As in all big Japanese cities today, Osaka offers whatever you want, be it Eastern or Western. Kimonos or jeans, chopsticks or forks, raw fish or corned beef. The one thing you cannot have is a very big space.